But that's a really dark place to be in, where you're only making money so that you can survive. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I love talking about money. This is actually the first video, I believe, that I've ever talked about money on my channel, but I love talking about how money is just so powerful, how we can use it as a tool to help each other, and how we can use it to achieve financial freedom, whatever our goals may be. And I'm just really excited to dive into this topic with you guys today. This is the first video of my finance series, and if you like this type of video, definitely leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. So first, when jumping in to create a budget, you really want to start with your income. Whatever money you are bringing in, whether it's a side hustle, your 9 to 5, whatever type of job that you do, however often you get paid, that is your income, whatever it is that you're bringing in. The trouble is that a lot of us don't track our income. Now, I'm not exactly sure why this is, but it's really important for you to know how much money you're bringing in so that you can know how much you can actually spend without being down to pennies. Statistically speaking, most Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and it's very startling to know that with just some budgeting changes, you can really start to not live paycheck to paycheck and start to feel more comfortable with your financial lifestyle. Now, when you're tracking how much money you are bringing in, it's also important to think about the purpose of your income and why it is that you are even making money in the first place. A lot of times we think about like another day, another dollar. That's where we're bringing in the money that we are. That we're just bringing in money just so that we can pay bills. But that's a really dark place to be in, where you're only making money so that you can survive. I want to help to get you to a place where you are thinking about how much you can thrive with your finances and getting beyond that survival mode. The purpose of income can be whatever it is that you want it to be, whether that is traveling, providing college education for your family, anything your heart desires is what income could mean to you. And challenging the status quo of how you traditionally think of income and what its purpose is an interesting perspective to have. Now, when I was listening to the audiobook Cashing Out by Rich and Regular, it really challenged me to think about why it is that I even wanted to pursue making more money, or why I even wanted to teach other people about making money and tracking their expenses, is because I believe that we could all be at a better financial state than where we are. It's really crazy how we aren't taught this in college, we aren't taught this in school, to know how to budget and how to live beyond what it is that we're making so that we can actually be more intentional with our finances. Traditionally, we also think about how we are paid per hour. Salary doesn't really work the same way, but when you're paid per hour, you're thinking that you are paid for a particular service that you're providing, and that's the value that you give, whether it's minimum wage or beyond. Now, once you've started to track your income, it's now important for you to track your expenses. And when I say track your expenses, I mean everything, not just your bills or your groceries. I want you to track whether you bought shoes, whether you are spending a lot on Amazon. You need to be tracking everything. And at minimum, you need to be bringing in more than you are spending. Tracking your expenses helps you to identify if you're actually even doing that. Most of the time we're guessing. Most of the time we think that we are spending less than we're making, but then we're trying to figure out where our money goes at the end of each month. We have no clue what we spend it on. Tracking your expenses at minimum helps you to understand where it is that you're spending your money. So if you want to make changes, then you can do that by identifying those areas. I like to track my spending in spreadsheets, but there's definitely apps that can be used. You can also use pen and paper if that's something that works good for you. The important part is that you're just tracking it. I like to keep these separate, but some people put them together. Your expenses versus your debt. So I have debt based on a mortgage as well as student loans, but I don't treat them the same way that I treat my expenses, like buying my groceries. The reason being is that your debt is anything that is over a certain period of time. It's more than that immediate just purchasing of something from Amazon. When I am talking about debt, I'm talking about like my student loans, which I've had for years, my mortgage, which I will have for years, those are the things that are loans. They're not my money, but I receive the item now versus waiting for it. It's kind of the same way that buy now, pay later works. Buy now, pay later options like Affirm, Klarna, and Afterpay, those are ways that you can buy something now and use it now. Not like layaway where you used to have to make payments for it before you could actually purchase it. But when you are receiving that item first, it's now on loan to you because you will continue to be charged for it until you pay it off. They let you have it now, but you're still paying for it later. Hence the term buy now, pay later. People may not think about it this way, but credit cards are another form of a loan. Yes, you are able to swipe your card or tap it and purchase whatever it is that you need now, but you have to pay it within that 30 days. Otherwise, you are charged interest. What you may not notice is that the interest charged for credit cards is typically a range. So that means that when interest rates are higher, like they are now, you are getting charged that higher amount. And that interest continues to compound on top of each other until you pay it off. The three areas of income, expenses, and debt are all you really need to start to create a budget. I have all of those included in my free template. And now once you've created this budget, you want to make sure to check in with yourself at least once a month. When I was first starting to check my budget or creating a budget, I checked it every day. That drove me crazy and it's completely unnecessary. Most of the time things aren't changing from day to day. They might change week to week. So I would suggest, if anything, check your finances or check your bank accounts at least once a week so that you make sure that everything is on the up and up. You can also set up notifications through email or through apps so that you receive notices whenever your bank balance gets below a certain amount. And if you want to learn more about money through books, I highly recommend The Psychology of Money as well as The Broke Millennial. Those are books that definitely help you learn more about your relationship with money, but also how you can get out of debt and maximize any types of savings that you're trying to hit for goals. And if you're looking for an easy way to create your budget, I highly recommend that you download my free template. It helps you to just plug in your expenses as well as your income. I have the information spread out onto two different pages of the spreadsheet. So first being your accounts. This is where you'll enter any of your income as well as any account balances. Now, of course, your account balances change, but it's helpful for you to understand where you are at certain times of the month and see things from a clearer picture. I also like to track my debt here. This is where I talked about mortgage or rent, as well as any student loans or any credit card balances that you may have. I didn't talk about this much, but I also think it's important to track your account balances for your investment accounts, especially if you have a 401k. It's so easy for us to invest in a 401k if it's offered by your job, because a lot of times they'll also offer a match, but you may not know how the money is actually doing. And I'm not saying that you monitor it so that you can take the money out, because if you know anything about 401ks, anytime you take money out, there's a penalty for that. But if you are looking to just monitor and learn more about money and how it works, I would definitely suggest going into your account and seeing how the money is doing. And if your company allows for you to receive any financial advising, I would definitely take advantage of that. Often you're being charged the fees anyway, so you might as well just give them a call because they are working for you. Now that you've entered in everything related to your income, your account balances, any debt, as well as your investment accounts, now it's time to break down your expenses. Now you'll notice on the accounts tab that there's a lot of numbers already in there. I entered those in based on the averages in the US. So the average income in the US is about $60,000. So minus taxes, I assume the take-home pay would be about $1,750 per pay period if you're getting paid twice a month. The average student loan balance is $33,000, so I put that in as well. And I just assumed that the payment would be about $150. So if there are any changes, of course, like do what your heart desires and enter in your information as it is in your situation. But this will help to get you started. Now this expenses page is just a template to get you started. If you get your nails done, if you have a certain budget for Amazon like I do, then you'll definitely want to put this into your budget as well, monitoring your expenses. I like to really pay close attention to my expenses by breaking them down into a budgeted amount, an actual amount, and then understanding the balance of the difference. And this page then funnels back to the accounts page where you have your total after your budget and your total after your expenses. So at the end of every month, I like to take a look at my budget and see how it is that I'm spending for the current month. And then I also make a copy of this spreadsheet and just update it for the next month so that I can enter in my new expenses as projected. That's why I have the two columns of both my budgeted amount as well as my actual spending amount. Monitoring my expenses in this way has helped me to feel so much relief when it came to my finances. It also helped me to then make strategic goals so that I can purchase a home, so that I can purchase a car. It helped me in such a big way. I really hope that this video, as well as my budget template, help you along your finance journey. If you like this type of content, you'll definitely want to check out my finance series. And don't forget to hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.